We sat down with the Associate Director of Races for the Crim, Liz Jones. She ran her first Crim in 2011 and has not looked back. Today, she works for the organization. Liz shares her story of living with cystic lung disease and also why she knows the Crim is for everyone, regardless of skill level or physical limitation. You know, Crim really is for everyone, for no matter what your skill level is, even no matter what your physical condition is, Crim is for everyone. And what's so interesting about you being the race director for the Crim is you have cystic lung disease.
And asthma.
And asthma. And when were you diagnosed, and what does cystic lung disease mean?
So I was diagnosed when I was 9 years old. I think they just thought I had like pneumonia or bronchitis, and they took me in for a chest x-ray. And when they did that x-ray, they realized that there was something not right in my lungs. And basically what cystic lung disease is, there's not really a reason why this happens, but my right lung was basically almost entirely taken over by a cyst that had to be removed.
The cyst or the lung?
Well, both.
Both. So you're working with one lung.
And I ended up being lucky. So typically you have 3 lobes on your right lung. I actually had 4. So they removed 3 lobes of my right lung to remove the cyst. And so I operate on one, and I call it my baby lung, my tiny lung. So 1 1/4 lungs.
And were you at 9 years old, so were you afraid to participate in athletics or run initially, just a little apprehensive?
There was a lot of, when the diagnosis first happens. First of all, it's a very rare disease. Very few people have actually get diagnosed with it. And, especially when you think 30 years ago, there really wasn't, anyone else that they really knew of in the world who had it, although I'm sure there are others now. So the kind of solution then was like, don't run, don't play sports, don't do anything. And then post-surgery as well too, it was a very long recovery period. So it was a long recovery period of not participating in sports, not running, not doing anything, because it was, I think movement's viewed a little bit differently now post-surgery, but back when I had my surgery, it was you stay and you sit and you recover. So yeah, it was kind of discouraged to be active, honestly, at that time.
But you decided that wasn't the life you were going to live, and you were going to inspire others not to live that life as well.
It was a long time. So I honestly was very cautious and careful with that for many years. And I didn't play sports in high school. I didn't really work out in college. And then one year, one of my friends, she ran the Crim, and she'd been going through a lot of different things at that time in her life. And she talked about this was such an inspiring and cool thing to do, to train for this race and do this race and be part of an event that was a big part of the community. And I honestly, until that point, had never even really considered running. I'd never ran a day in my life. And because she did it, I was like, you know what? I think I want to do the Crim. And at that time, the Crim only offered medals for the 10-mile distance. So I went from having never ran a race, done anything ever at all, to training and running my first 10-mile Crim.
Because you wanted the medal.
I wanted the medal. But so much more came from that. Like I finished that medal, and I got that medal, and all of a sudden I realized I could do something that I had told myself most of my adult life. This was 2011 is when I ran my first Crim. Most of my adult life I told myself, you can't work out, you can't exercise, you have one lung, it makes no sense, you can't do it. And when I crossed that finish line, when I got that little medal, I thought to myself, I just did something I told myself I never could do. And that was a huge opening and awakening for me, and really, really, truly did change my life.
Such an inspiration. So it makes so much sense that you are the associate director of the races. Your story alone can inspire people to stop talking themselves out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's very easy to talk yourself out of something. Absolutely.
It's Crim Day. This is an amazing day today in downtown Flint. What do you tell people who may be sitting at home watching this year and they've been thinking about it? What do you say to them right now? How do you inspire them to let them know Crim really is for everyone?
There's always a way to find a way. I work specifically in the training program, and we have groups for individuals who are deaf. So we have American Sign Language fluent group leaders. We have training groups for the blind and visually impaired that run and walk with guides. We have groups for individuals that run and walk with prosthetic limbs. We work with the U of M Flint Heart Exercise Association, which has really helps patients with Parkinson's and have had recent strokes. They train to do the Michigan Mile. We have groups, again, all over, all abilities. We work with Exceptional Heroes, Vocational Independence Program. That is what brings such an incredible sense of community to the Crim.
And led by someone with a long and a baby long.
Yeah, right, exactly. We've got that too. But you know, when I realized when I got this job, I was like, I know someone inspired me and someone helped me. And part of my work, it is to make people's dreams come true. So if there is a barrier that you feel you can't overcome, I want to be able to help you do that. And maybe I'm not the person to do it. Maybe I get you to a training group or a group leader that's really well versed in that and can help you be a part of the Crim. But it really truly is for everybody. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. I promise.
I'm feeling inspired. I've done it once, not the 10 mile, but I've done it.
But that's also too why we offer all those different options, all those different distances. You know, we have the 1 mile, we have the 5K, we have the 5 mile and the 10. So we have also distances for everybody. You know, you get to be a part of the spirit of the Crim no matter what distance you do, even the teddy bear trot.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that one, but yeah.
Those kids are serious.
Yes. And that was Liz Jones. She is the Associate Director for Races and Training for the Crim. And ABC 12 is your home for all of the Crim action Saturday morning. Matt Barber and I will count you down to the beginning of the race at 7 o'clock in our live special. And we'll also have live reports from Cheryl Coonan, Anthony Ryder, and Sports Director Dave Saseski along the course. And we'll share some of the unique stories about what has made the Crim so important to Flint for nearly 5 decades.